everybody, it's your boy Matty Rants. We're on to the top 4 of Drag Race UK. I'm excited just like you to get to the top 3. Let's go through this episode, please. Listen. Yeah. Yes, God. Get that out of there. Like I said, we got to our top 4 queens and we need to get through this episode. So I may run this a little quicker than usual, but you've seen the episode by now. You know what the tea is. Also, this may be blocked out right here, but these are Bob the Drag Queen's lips with some Bob the Drag Queen merch I'm wearing. Everybody's reminiscing over the loss of Blu Hydrangea. Blu definitely left her mark on Drag Race UK as well as just RuPaul's Drag Race in general. Now, once they sit down to have a little powwow, Cheryl calls out Bagga for being very defeated and having a defeatist attitude when it came to the possibility of her lip syncing last week. Now, Davina was co-signing with Cheryl like, girl, you were acting kind of like an ass, and it was very gross to see. Of course, the Viv kept quiet, but it made her look with her Mother Nature outfit like, I am judging, I was bothered too, and that was the problem, Bagga. Some people have different ways of coping, with defeat or feeling like they didn't do their best. And sometimes people are a lot harder on themselves than others. And that can be a little damper in somebody's tank, but at the same time, you're in a competition. The moment you give up, you lose. The music plays, we find out that Alan Carr is back to judge this week, and Michaela Coel is a guest judge. And if y'all don't know who Michaela Coel is, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but not knowing who she is ain't one. Miss Thing is everything on chewing gum. She also was on one of the episodes for Black Mirror. I believe it was the Star Trek one where the guy was like this really crazy person. I don't want to give too much away. You've seen the episode. It wasn't the newest season. It was the season before that. It was one of the best episodes they've ever had. But Michaela Coel is a talent. And also she was in a musical too that was on Netflix that was really great as well. I can talk about her more. But I was very happy to see her, and she looked excellent and really beautiful tonight. And I want to say she was dragged up a little bit, but she's just fabulous on it. The girls come back into the workroom. Again, Cheryl's sitting there with no badges, while everyone else has a heavy shoulder and a heavy chest. Rupaul then comes in giving us very Liberace, possible teas, tall version of the Libba that is Rachi. It gives them a mini challenge. The mini challenge, of course, has to do with puppets. Oh, we've seen this bit before. That's just because they normally do this for the top 5, top 4 sometimes in the puppet show where they all get to impersonate each other in puppet formation. How? I need to talk about the pit crew, though, because I don't believe the crotch and the booty that I saw on both of the gentlemen that came through with the Great Britain underwear. I clocked stuffing in both the front and the back. You can argue with me about it, but those weren't real, honey. Those were some butt pads, and that was a good old nasty little crotch grab for one of the gentlemen. The other one didn't have it on there because clearly it was lacking, but I was just staring like, the hips don't match the thighs, and the crotch don't match your lies. Now, the binge fest with the puppets included Bagga picking Vivian's a puppet. I really wanted Davina to pick it because, you know, they had a little spat last week and it just would have worked kind of well for the situation. Davina had Cheryl. The Viv had Davina, which I thought was hilarious. I was like, oh, here we go. And Cheryl had Bagga. Who else laughed when Bagga Chips said, don't put any badges on Cheryl. You gotta love a little shaded Bagga Chips. Now, Bagga did a good job, and also it was really funny hearing her Trump impression that the Vivian did. I said, oh, she could have done Trump as well. That would have been funny. Cheryl was okay. It was cool. I mean, it had its moments. I wasn't like, it was good. Davina did Cheryl's right, girl. Please. That spray tan that she put all over her, or whatever that was to give her that bad tan, even though Cheryl doesn't have a bad tan, so she was just giving her Essex girl tease. And I say that only because Cheryl's literally told me, and I had to look up some images as to what do they mean by Essex girl. And I'm like, oh, Oh, okay. So, Northern California? Don't want to take that personally. I would just say LA, Miami. Some of the East Coast girls that know they don't get enough sun. Yes, a lot of that. But the Viv had me on the floor with Davina's puppet. Honey, how dare she just go into the powder with the puppet and then just bring it back up. Here's my face! Because Michelle's been getting on her for her face. I've said it a couple of times with Davina's face when it comes to, I really feel like, is it the lighting? I don't want to just say she's not painting the right color. It just sometimes comes up a little chalky. I honestly don't remember who won the mini challenge because I low-key didn't care. No shade. I just was like, okay, they were all good. What's the next step of this process? Rinse and repeat. So Rue then brings up that this is a family challenge. Cue the rainbow. Wow. It's a makeover challenge with family, so they brought in family members to give a drag family resemblance on the runway and to present themselves for the judges. So we got Bag of Chips' mother, Josie, who is so sweet and shy. Davina's sister, Karis, who is gorgeous. Gorgeous, Davina. Gorgeous sister. We also have the Vivian's mother, Cassie. Hi, Mama Viv. Oh, Cassie was adorable, too. She was so sweet. And then we had Cheryl's sister, Gina, who, when I saw Gina walk into the room, I said, oh, not only is she pretty, but she's giving me the Essex tease that Cheryl has been talking about. And I mean, down. Who else clocked RuPaul giving that subtle shade, light shade of, you're not afraid of foundation, are you? I would have been like, now wait a minute, Rue. The rest of the episode consists of a lot of family time and us getting to know the queens with their mothers and sisters that have been brought into the workroom. The Vivian and her mother, Cassie, reminds me a little bit of the relationship I had with my mom. I just say the grossest things to my mom and she would be like, Matthew! and she followed with a pop. You know, I always get hit or something just like that. Like, stop, like, how did you say that? But then my mother would say something gross right after that. And I'm like, well, how come I can't say that? For some reason, I just felt a connection between the two. And then I also felt a connection between Davina and Davina's sister, Karis, because that's how me and my sister are as well. A little bit, just all laughs, all jokes, all fun. Every now and then we get into it about something, but it's really that. And I'm the older brother to my sister, so it's just kind of like, I don't know. I found myself involved in each of the family relationships in some kind of way. I do think that Baga was a bit hard on her mother. At the same time, I don't know their relationship. I don't know how they handle this or how it feels, or I guess, you know, what the relationship is. I don't know. But it was a little uncomfortable for me just to watch that because, you know, I'm a mama's boy. So for me, I'm like, baby, who are you talking to her like that? But that's their relationship. I don't know them personally. RuPaul comes into the workroom. They had a lot of great conversations. Everybody had a moment. You know what I mean? It was all love this episode. Nothing crazy, nothing just, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened until later on. I did feel bad for Cheryl's sister when the zipper broke because they were trying to pull up the four-way stretch and honey, she wasn't giving them 4 ways to stretch. That zipper said, I'm gone on the second way. And, you know, they had to put a completely different look together, which Cheryl knew Michelle was going to hate, but said, we're going to try this the best way we can. Give us that good old wig. We've seen that blonde wig before, the wave. You all know which one it is. And etc. Now, Davina and her sister, they gave us a little look into their walk. And I was here for it. I said, oh, Davina can walk on some heels, honey. Like we didn't already know. But I found it funny when she said you need to pick up that step just a little bit. And of course, the Vivian and Bag are nervous because they don't want to make their moms look crazy or make them feel foolish or stupid. So they're nervous about how they're going to present their looks onto the runway. Through all of this, everybody, and we're now just going to go ahead and get to the runway here. Now, come on. RuPaul Charles, RuPaulinasia, Pauline. Listen, RuPaul, this makeup you had on tonight, today, this hour, the minute I watched it, honey, I'm stealing whatever that look was up here. I'm stealing all of it. I was like, her eyebrows were right. The eye makeup was done. Lip was right. The face was mugged. The wig looked good. And I enjoyed the little poofy tutu moment with this dress. I know some people don't really care for that silhouette. I liked it because, again, RuPaul and legs go together. RuPaul and her legs go together. I mean, obviously, that's how the lady walks. But I'm just saying, give us some skin stems, okay? Skin stems. Matthew, what does that mean? It means legs, but not with pants, showing a little skin. I'm here for it. Love the look. One of my favorite RuPaul looks, to be honest with you. I'm not going to say it's the best one I've ever seen, because we're not going to lie. But it's one of my favorite looks that I've seen her do. Period. With a T. And of course, everybody else looked amazing. We talked about Michaela already. Michelle Visage was giving us Visage. Well, Visage. No, Michelle Visage was giving us the Michelle that we all know and love. Slick back on the attack. And Alan Carr gave us his best tease. Up first, Cheryl Hole and Sissy Hole. Cheryl Hole gave us, I got booked on a Friday night, I'm ready to turn it out tease. While Sissy Hole's outfit gave me, I'm working at the car wash, yeah. Nothing wrong with a little tassel here and there. I've just seen that damn look so many times, I don't know what to do with myself. So I was with Michelle on that one. Bodysuit, body boot, not really. They still looked very good. I still enjoyed how her makeup was done. Cheryl did her sister right. The wig, of course, we know that wave. We've ridden it many times before on season 9. And it was a nice look, and it was put together very well. We've just seen this before, and that's why I got a lower score. But it was a good look for both of them. Next up is the Vivian and the mother. They call her mother. Listen, y'all know I love Viv. I speak it real and I speak it right. You can never go wrong with black. You can never go wrong with black. And to me, I liked the Vivian's look very much. Very good look. And I loved her wig too. I might have to steal that one, sister. Send it to me in the mail, doll. I do agree with the judges in the sense with the mother and the Pekingese part with the wig. But when I saw that jewel in the middle of the part, I said, oh, makes sense, and I appreciate it. And I thought what the Vivian did for her mother was very appropriate, as well as giving very regal. And I'm on vacation, but I'm royalty tease. I love that for the Viv and the mother. Around the corner, here they come, Davina DeCampo and Delicia DeCampo. Davina did her sister right. That face, I mean, Davina's sister already has her face is right. It's just structured perfectly. It was just the way it looked with the wig and the makeup too. It just added an extra element to me. The dress itself was not my favorite. I did like the stoning where the top was and the bottom area. The peekaboo see-through areas were okay. The problem I had with that was the undergarments were shown at like higher levels than the stoning at certain points. And it made it look a little weird, but it wasn't so weird where I'm like, it's a bad outfit. It looked good. I just didn't fully care for it. Listen, I didn't put my tithe in the church for this look. I didn't pay that time. I did put $1 in the offering plate. This for the Christian, that's a Christian joke. It could have been more, but to me, them having fun on the runway is what really sold this outfit for Davina and Delicia. Am I saying that right? Delicia? Davina and Delicia. I've been calling that baby Delicia, haven't I? Delicia. Delisa? We're gonna move on to the next queen. Once again, Bag of Chips has created a name that I hilarious, brilliant, funny, wow, all of the above. Girl, did you call your mom Sack of Spuds? Bag of Chips and Sack of Spuds. All right, let's keep it real. Bagga looked like Liza, and Sack of Spuds looked like Liza's sister that we never knew about because they kept her in the basement because her eyebrows were just, real monsters. No, ma'am. She didn't do her mama right. Now, she was decent. It wasn't horrible. Her mom did not look terrible. She didn't beat the mug the way I needed her to beat it, and that's Bagga doesn't know how to. Hey, this is what happens when you get this challenge so late in the game, and this is what you got. So it just wasn't the top notchness that we know, honestly, Josie deserved. And it's okay, Bagga. You tried your best. You tried to get a look together. It is what it is, but it felt like you were already defeated with your mom, or you were so worried about her. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, that it translated into the look. So it did not go well for me in that presentation. But again, I hope that Josie felt amazing in her look and that she enjoyed every moment that she had on that runway. So Now, Untucked this time was more of a sweet occasion than a shade fest of many persuasions. However, we're going to get to Baga again because it was like everybody had a moment with their sister or mom, like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. We get to Baga, and we all know my mom's shy. We all know that, it's just not this look that she's going for here, and it's not really great, and she's trying her best, but she's working with what she's got, and she's just an elderly woman. Oh, let's bring this also to the stage into Untucked, because I did not like how Baga was talking about her mom on stage. I did not like it at all. I was bothered. I don't know the relationship again. I don't know who they are as people, so I don't know how this all works at home, or it works in the streets, or it works in the grocery store, the department store, or wherever they have to go. I just didn't care for it, and it was bothering me because, again, mama's boy. So when it was brought up again in the Untucked lounge, and they were going over it together, and the Vivian was like, Josie, you look great. I'm so glad you're here. I hope you had a really good time. Baga, I think you owe your mother an apology. I was the Viv. I was kind of like, I don't know how y'all operate, but right now, this doesn't feel good for her. And you may be ragging on her, and she may be internalizing it. I don't know them, but it just didn't feel okay. It didn't feel warm. It didn't feel like, it felt like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to be in the bottom because of my mother. That's what it felt like. And I didn't like hearing that. And I really felt when Davina's face was shown to be just so, I was Davina in that moment too. It was like, girl, what? Shut up. Like, that's your mother. Like, stop that. You only get one. And Lord knows I know about losing a mom. So by all means, I was a little pressed. I was a bit pressed in that moment. Highlight for the judging panel when we got into the slag conversation. I don't want to have a slag next door. I want a special slag. Not a bottom slag, a super slag. Oh, I love British humor. After the judges have deliberated and the queens come back to the stage, Davina DeCampo is our winner of this week's challenge. The Vivian is safe, and honey, who didn't see this coming? Baga Chips and Cheryl Hole in the bottom two having to lip sync. Now, after we're instructed on exactly what a Shantae You Stay and Sashay Away is, which I'm getting very tired of hearing, but I understand this is a new show, it's RuPaul's Drag Race UK, they need to understand it. I get it, but I'm like, honey, we got it. It's episode 7. At this point in time, roll the tape and let's get this going. Now, they have to lip sync to a Amy Winehouse song. Ooh, I was wondering when we were gonna get an Amy Winehouse song, all tea. Here's Dry on Their Own. This is actually one of my favorite Amy Winehouse songs. Now, I'll tell you what I just witnessed on this stage. Now, you know how I've said every week the lip syncing has gotten better and better and better. I can stop it at last week's episode. I can go a bit further back. However, there was nothing wrong with this. It just was two different people lip syncing two different ways. Baga was way more on the range of an Amy Winehouse number, very point, shake, emotion, the little skip do, the little all of that. Cheryl was giving to Amy Winehouse, boom, wop, wop, point here and there. It was okay, it was sharp. Her movements were correct. However, it wasn't for that song, and that's why I was like, no. But it was good. I just was like, that's not for the song. That's her style, and she's fierce. That's not for that song. Now, Baga was for the song. I was here for it. I was not all the way consumed with it. I didn't want to finish my meal, but I did eat a lot of it to where I can't take the plate back, and possibly I won't complain about the food not being cooked all the way. Cheryl Hole has to sashay away. Now, I'm going to say this about Cheryl because I've ragged on her a lot this season. I have ragged on Cheryl a lot. Hell, I called her a baked potato last week, honey. Cheryl is going to have a good career on her because Mama can perform, she can lip sync, she's a part of the House of Edwards for crying out loud. And Cheryl has an infectious attitude that I do like. Now there are moments where we were like, oh, it's all about Cheryl, it's all about Cheryl. But honestly, when is it not all about everybody? Okay? Give Cheryl some love. Send her some love her way. Please stop getting in these people's inboxes with this hate and these comments. It's like, what is that for? What are you doing? Get out of that. Cheryl, you're going to be just fine, honey. And your career is going to go whoop. Honestly, I'd like to see Cheryl on an all-star season personally because after this experience, I think Cheryl can look back and see, okay, I can do that differently, change this up, rock this way. I was top 4 still with no badges. Like she said in her final speech, the holes never closing up. Some bottoms have problems with that. However, Cheryl, you got way more ahead of you in your life, girl, and you're about to kill it, honey. So continue on being the best hole you can be. Open that hole for everyone to jump in and see how Cheryl is your hole. Ha-ha! Ladies and gentlemen, we have the top 3 of RuPaul's Drag Race UK, Davina DeCampo, Bag of Chips, and The Vivian. Who would you like to see take the crown next week? Tune in to find out with Wow Plus Presents BBC iPlayer, and check out the review here with your boy Matty Rants. Y'all know where my social media links are. They're downstairs below. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You also can be a part of the Patreon page, as well as donate to the channel, paypal.me/MattyRants, Cash App $MattyRants, Venmo Matty-Rants. I'm working as hard as I can, and I appreciate all the love and support that you've given me. To everyone that really cares and has really got my back, my rant pack, I love you so much. Catch me next week for another exciting rant and review, I should say, of RuPaul's Drag Race UK. Hugs and kisses, best love and wishes to you.